A way of life. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Just wanted to come on here to talk about the new moon in Leo. I'm really excited about this energy. So, the new moon in Leo will have 6 planets in cardinal signs. Not all planets. Some I included the dwarf planets because I've noticed that they're playing bigger roles under the surface to kind of catapult this paradigm shift that we're having on a quicker, faster level. So, cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And there will be 4 planets in fire signs. This is strong energy. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Leo, Aries, and Sag will be feeling this quite heavily, but you have these signs in your chart, somewhere in your chart. New moon in Leo conjunct Mercury in Leo. So this is representing that you're starting something new. Something that you have learned from the end of July, where we kind of wrapped up that Cancer Capricorn eclipse energy. What have you created inside yourself? What have you decided? What has become clear? This new moon is asking you to strengthen that. There has been a strengthening of self that you may have been working on, reviewing, getting new downloads from the sun, brightening your light, like a new energized sense of self, right? You could be feeling that very, very strong at this time. And then we'll have a conjunct, the new moon conjunct the same degree of Leo, the solar eclipse we had back in August 2017. I don't know if you remember, it was a pretty big deal. It really activated something in the heart, something about love, healing relationships, anything that needed to be worked through. Maybe you'll begin to see how much you've grown since then. So, what was you experiencing back then that you're noticing now that maybe you've changed since then? What do you need? What are you open to? These are just like some Leo themes that could be coming up strong at this time. It's going to bring back a sense of what you thought was taken away at that time. It's going to show you what has been healed. Whenever there's an eclipse, it shows the moon going over the sun to darken the light. So it seems as if you're in darkness. But actually, it is immaculate conception, like creating, like the birthing of a baby, like the womb where the baby grows, right? If you think about it that way, that's kind of what we had been experiencing. So it might have seemed like something was being taken away, or maybe that you were doing something in a certain kind of way, and maybe it made you feel like it was taken away because you wasn't doing it right, or it wasn't meant for you, right? But actually it was just being grown. It's creativity. Leo rules creativity. It rules the actual creatrix of a baby. So to literally create, but it could have been a creative project that you were working on, or something creative about you, within you. This could have been happening on many different levels. Leo also rules fame, sports, fun and play, romance, sex, and children. It could have been something around your children, something going on with your children. Um, yeah. Or again, healing like your heart. Leo rules the sun or is ruled by the sun. And that's about your heart-centered energy. Maybe you was loving, but not with your heart. Maybe it was with your mind. Something about the heart strengthening. Um, yeah, so this is all going to be coming back up at this time for you. You might even be experiencing this now where you're thinking like, um, that thing that happened back in 2017 was really meant for me. And you're going into it again, but better, more open, more healed, you know? All right. So Mars and Aries will trine the Sun, Moon, and Mercury, bringing in more action energy, more cardinal energy. Okay, you may want to move forward on something and feeling really passionate about it, especially verbally in a very mercurial way. The Mercury is about communication. And it's a trine, so this is a positive aspect. Um, wow, you got moon passion, Mercury using your voice, sun is just the highest vibration in the entire zodiac. Um, so the desire to move forward. This is strong, empowering masculine energy. The masculine has healed. He understands what it means to be in healthy male energy. There was a question of whether or not Mars and Leo were going to get together and it'd be kind of egoic. And you could still be seeing some of that happening, but specifically this trine will be about people who have worked through that. They understand how to be not ego, but still have some masculinity, right? Um, he understands what is meant, what it means to be in healthy male energy. Said that already. He understands what is needed. He has done his work. He understands what to give. He understands what to offer. He knows what to provide. He knows what to create. He knows where to be strong. I did a series of videos on the divine feminine and the divine male. This energy has been coming up majorly with these strong feminine energies, and then we moved right into August and it was like, whoa, strong male energy all the way through. So as the female heals, the male heals. Okay. So really doing the work, working through your issues, understanding um, your mission, who you are, who you're meant to be. Um, it's like the divine feminine and the divine male are getting an upgrade, right? Can you say that? Because if you're divine, you're already at the highest. So maybe male and male energies are elevating to divine male and divine female energy, and building on that. You know what I mean? It's not. This is some. Yeah. This is so like it's so big. It's really hard to put in words. I really need to start a podcast because half of the times I be doing these videos and not giving you even remotely nearly what this energy could be. So Leo rules royalty, kingship, the land. When you think of Lion King, he rules the land. He's the ruler of the land. I don't necessarily want to say the people, but maybe other aspects come in that kind of about ruling the people, about rulership of people. But I think we are opening up to this energy in some kind of way, especially with the Cancer Capricorn eclipse that we just had for the last 2 years, which happened directly after the Leo Aquarius eclipse, which was that August 2017 Leo eclipse was the last before we moved into the Cancer Capricorn angles. And Cancer rules your lineage, your bloodline, generations, generational curses, Capricorn, working through that on a massive level, which is why this energy for the past 2 years was so intense, especially with all these planets in Capricorn. Like, we are healing, we are wrapping up some extremely karmic cycles where we're being woken up to our royalty, our kingship, our king of the land, our lineage, our generations. I don't want to say understanding them differently, but like, maybe there have been things that you have been feeling for a really long time, like you're wondering about your family bloodline, or your tradition, um where you're from. Like, just understanding that more could have been coming up super, super strong for you at this time. And whatever your creativity, your creative process is in finding that, because Capricorn rules career, business, structures in that way, that they kind of live on the land. They support the land. There's some kind of merging of those energies where we are growing to understand who we are, but like on a tradition, on culture, on where we're from, the land, royalty. Like, this is dope as fucking energy, right? We had I think this is going to grow too over the next 20 years. Some kind of Neptunian transit is going to come up and just elevate the out of this shit, like on a very ethereal level. So if I could break it down, it's Mercury, and we had the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, which was like one of those transits that was like kind of abnormal, not something that happens that often. But the fact that it happened this year at this time is an indication of the Pisces Neptune energy getting an upgrade, changing, formulating, elevating in some kind of way. So Mercury then had that transit and then went into Gemini and had the same exact unnormal, it was just not a normal transit, where Gemini was in Venus for 2 months, 3 months. Maybe it was even longer than that. I don't remember. I know it was a long period of time. Again, another upgrade, another level of understanding, a change on how we relate, Venus's relationships, values, food, Taurus and Uranus. That's going to be a super long transit. In fact, I think it's been since 2018 now. Taurus has been in Uranus, and Taurus is also ruled by Venus, and Uranus rules the age of Aquarius. It's the ruling planet of Aquarius that we're moving into. So you can see the trajectory of what it is I'm saying. Like, we are moving into some pretty powerful energy. But Taurus rules food, money, values, the stock market. Something is getting an upgrade. Uranus, age of Aquarius, it's very, I don't know if anybody has any Aquarius friends, but it's very who you are in a group of people. Like, how do you represent yourself in a group of people, but still be yourself? Do things on your own for yourself. That's the distancing piece. Like, I feel like everybody's been so headstrong on this distancing being like a negative thing. But if you could just change the way you view that, as just like, who else are like really famous? Bobby Brown. I think he's probably like the most out there. But he was in a group, but he had to always stand out, right? He was definitely seen as the problem child. So might not be the best example. It's not the point. But that's kind of what we're moving into. It's about being connecting to your soul tribe, people of like mind, people who are on the same path and journey, but in your own way, right? And that is important to this process moving forward. Um, like, and it's very ethereal. Like, I think that we've grown into thinking and believing that these avatars, the body, actually belongs to us. I think Aquarius is going to show us that we are not our bodies. We are not connected to this earth in the way that we think that we are. It's more soul purposed, more like, I've been having a lot of past life. Whenever I have downloads, they come through like film, like the old films, like pictures, what it goes by like the like, but I don't know these people, but I feel very connected to them, like my soul, right? My spirit, like I'm family, like we are related, like they're helping me, they're trying to show me something. So like, you can be having those type of experiences. These are going to happen on a whole bunch of different levels. But just to give you an example, like, we are going to relate to each other differently. This is about our values in relating is changing on a massive, massive level, right? I think this energy is so dope. Like, I get all sorts of excited about it. But so that's that Mars and Aries trine, Sun, Moon, and Mercury. Then we have Mars and Aries, and Mercury, Sun, and Moon and Leo planets are working with the North Node in Gemini. That is taking us forward somehow, some way. Again, building on this process of self. Real strong too. Strong where are you ready to go next, based on what you have learned, based on your heart's journey, based on the heart's healing. What has come to awareness since 2017, and what's next? I think that's it's not the most important piece. It's definitely a combined effort of some past experiences, healing, and how do you see that now? Because this is all new territory. These are things that, we can't pull from like we had been able to in the past, where we could go back and kind of look and see what was happening. This is all very new. We cannot take those old ways that were not working for us and bring them into this new paradigm. So really, if your dreams aren't, if you're not afraid of the dreams that you're having, you're not dreaming big enough. That's the message. You dream big. No walls. It's air energy. So air is the only thing that you can't see and you can't touch. Dream that much. All the way to the sky. Dream that much. Don't put yourself in a box. Take away the societal norms that you're used to thinking by. Forget all that. If you think you can do it, then that's all that matters. So when you're doing your manifestations for this new moon energy, dream big. Venus in Cancer is going to sextile Uranus in Taurus in retrograde. This is about security, peace of mind, taking a break, nurturing yourself. We're getting new tools to deal with this time. Dope. And then we have the Leo energies also in conjunct Saturn and Pluto retrograde Capricorn. You may not know where to put all this creativity and move it forward. Or you may not know how to move it forward. But this energy is saying, or you may want to move it forward, but you might be getting a big cosmic no. That's what Saturn is here for, to teach discipline, structure, making sure your systems are in place. Those are going to be super valuable to your generational wealth, your generational curses that you're breaking, your generational line, your bloodline, that connection that's happening, that royalty energy of the land. This is going to be about learning how to respect the land, the elements, because it's Taurus and Uranus. We're going to be getting some huge, major blowout messages about how we're affecting the earth. And in order to move forward and be more sustainable, which is all Taurus energy, or earth energy in general, we have to have structure and systems in place to respect all of that. Those have to be taken into consideration. I feel like Capricorn is helping like the longer all these retrogrades keep us in this kind of mode of Saturn stop, Saturn restrictions, Saturn, blocking something. It's not so much like I've been having this conversation with people like, stay your ass in the house, okay? It's not even about that, right? Do the work. If something's stopping you, really sit down and understand that process, right? That's it. That's all Saturn is trying to get you to do on a very minuscule level, right? Okay, because it's way deeper than that, but it's more so about stop and think before you do anything, for the sake of stopping and thinking, for the sake of understanding, for the sake of evaluating, for the sake of processing. Like, don't eat your food so fast. Slowly chew your food, Taurus is saying. Enjoy the flavors in your food. Discipline. That's what Saturn is trying to teach us. Like, we're not going to be so amped to move forward in a way that we have with all these restrictions. And so it might feel uncomfortable. It might feel like, yeah. Right? Because you just want to go. You're happy, you're excited, you're getting a new sense of self, and you're liberated, and you want to just go into this new thing. But Saturn's saying just not right now. You need more value. Add more value. underneath what it is you're building. Like, make it stronger, understand it better, um, understand it from 7 angles, understand it from 11, not just 2. You know what I mean? Like, make it stronger. This time it's going to stick, to help us get better, overall, yeah. Mars and Aries conjunct the new moon is going to be squaring Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in Capricorn. Mars is very much about individuals expressing themselves, freedom, independence. Going back to the cosmic no, right, from Saturn. This is the it's not I don't want to you know what, I'm gonna pass by that, because that seems to be a little bit harder conversation to have. So Capricorn says no, there are no controls, laws, you are not truly free. And Jupiter may suggest a huge influence of power or force being used, like, in any kind of way too. We're not just talking about the COVID, where that can definitely come up in some kind of way to make people react in some kind of way. Like there could be some kind of something happening in your life that's telling you no, and you want to go move forward in it, and you might express it in a kind of way that looks like freedom and independence and expressing your individuality. Yeah. But again, even more so, there is a stronger external influence of control because the sun and moon in Leo in conjunct to Saturn and Capricorn. So again, this it's just a reinforcement of a cosmic no. If we want to take it out of the Mars war energy, or people taking to the streets and rioting, and although so everything that I spoke of is true, it's coming, but I think manifested in a longer stretch of period of time, because we have to go through this darkness, right? We have to go through this death of letting go of things to understand them differently, of not to understand them differently, to see them differently. We have to go through this darkness, and unfortunately that looks like a lot of no, or rioting, or some kind of falling apart, right, that we're going to experience somehow, that is devastating. It's painful, it's scary. Like like the 7, is it 7, this, when somebody passes away, the 7 signs of grief, is that what they called? I think that's what it is. Like, that's what we're going through, right? So that's going to be a longer period of time before we get to the tunnel. But I feel like even that process we could be understanding on a different level. I keep telling everybody this story about the devil. Nobody wants to hear this story. Everybody thinks the devil is bad, but you got Capricorn and Pluto playing some really major roles in a lot of these changes that are happening. But the devil's superpower is to look into your eyes to see, to judge you for your wrongdoing, right? To see how authentic you are in your wrongdoing. It makes discernments and judgments about whether or not you're just playing out evil, okay? Or you have some childhood pain, that led you here, or some kind of outside effect made you do this. And I think even in the show Lucifer, when they show this, it's conducive to, I know what that is. My dad did that. Like he could actually remember the day that his dad maybe did something. So Jesus did, I don't know the Bible, so I can't really speak from that point of view, but giving gifts to us maybe made us being the people, humans on this earth, made us see things in a certain way. But the devil knows the truth behind the blinding of the gifts from Jesus, if you will. You gotta do your research on this. Don't take my word for it. I can only view this from my focal point, but that storyline is playing out here, where we're realizing and waking up to, because the devil, Pluto, also rules your deepest, darkest desires and how you get there. So he undoes that so you can truly get to yourself, so you can get some shit off your chest, right? So he allows you to repent to him your wrongdoing. And even though he has to make a judgment on it, whatever that is, you're either set free depending on the circumstances, or you go back and you live that process until you do learn it. Nobody gets stuck there. Energy doesn't die. It just transforms into something else. So that, going back to us thinking that we own these bodies, these are avatars. We're not going to operate from this understanding anymore. Like, we're going to begin to understand that we can be telepathic and have telepathic conversations, and like more scientific, spiritual understandings of ourselves. But not just that, we're going to understand it, we're going to live it. Like, I know in the Bible they talked about the end of the days, and something about the utopian and is in there, but nobody ever really talks about what that looked like. In fact, I don't even think that shit's in the Bible, although they talk about it, but they don't talk about what that looked like. There's a reason for that. People have their ideas of what utopian is and what it's going to be like, but I feel like as a collective, it's going to be like aliens, humans, or spirit angels on one playing field, where we can communicate to these other entities and things. I know that's weird. That is some Aquarius shit. When I said your soul tribe, I'm trying to tell you, like, you got people up in space waiting to meet you and shit. You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm being funny, but like, for real, that's what we're moving into, right? So we're gonna understand these energies from a very